at, like, for instance, across the border, the FDA. Have you ever thought of it? The Food and Drug Association. They're both large portfolios. They can stand on their own extremely well. Why would they be married together? What's the Guinness Book of Record highest selling medication? No, they're like 5.
Tums?
Yes, antacid. It's not, Tums is not number 1. I think it was Maalox a couple years ago, but it's antacid. So I ask you, antacids, why are we all having to take antacids? What's going on? Well, look at the crack weed, right? And then you okay, so is that what's going on? Is the Food and Drug Association hooked together because big man is saying eat this, and if you do, you gotta have this. And we've got, I mean, how much money would the pharmaceutical company generate in around 5 months, or 6 months, or 10 months? And the food business, how many, go down to your local grocery store and sit and count the number of shopping carts. That's true of Catholic, you just do $1 a day and look to your local store. Just do that. Number 9, whole grain is me and my day job. That's me talking to people about, and I put it in there. I went to a conference and they said whole grain, and I said yes. They said there's no definition of whole grain in Canada. I said, oh my God, there must be. So I went on, I went looking for it, and my God, no, there isn't. The definition for whole grain in Canada is that there is no clear definition for whole grain in Canada. And so we laugh at that mill because it's really very simple. There's your kernel. All of that ground up in your flour is whole grain flour. Easy spot. But you can't find it, you see. That's not available in the marketplace. You must buy out. But so that's me and my day job. And radical thinking, I used to teach high school. And I found the best way of drawing things from people was to give them impossible tasks to do. Because they get angry, and then after anger goes away, they start to get quite creative. And we were debating one day this whole idea of compressed air. I don't know whether you're aware of this, but we actually have compressed air cars out there in the world now. Are you aware of this? So wouldn't it be neat if we could actually stop combustion and do all the energy that we need with compressed air? And here's my goal, my PhD. I'm going to design, I'm going to create my own little compressor that can run off bike power, so I can compress air in a tank that can run tillers and weeders and small gadgets, so you can produce all of your food with input energy from the human, and no input energy from fossil fuel, and no inputs. Like, that's my goal. That's my PhD. So that whole idea of radical thinking, and then the call to arms is my final one. I've had the opportunity to garden with kids, and if you've never gardened before, for heaven's sakes, go garden. But if you've never gardened with kids before, my God, garden with kids. Look, it's just priceless. I got a 3-year-old granddaughter, and I've got a 1-year-old granddaughter. And when we sit down right now and talk, they will recount the times that we were calling garlic, or pulling carrots, or tiller broke, or something upset. But they talk about that all the time, and that whole connection with the food needs a very important thing. And so that call to arms is kind of me summing things up. And in terms of what I did for that one, is I made a list of all the really good things that are happening in Atlantic Canada. This was 2 years ago. This was 2000. This is 2015. This was 2013. So 2 years ago, I made a list of all the really good things that were happening in Canada. And there's some neat things going on there. This was one of them. But you've got a good thing going on. So that was my 11th song. So that's my CD. And what I thought I would do is I'd start off. Now, if anything, for heaven's sake, discussion, any questions, clarification? Because the next thing I want to do is do a little bit of music for you. But is anything, need clarification? Did I ramble? Was I pointed? I tried to be tactful. There's no fights. Okay, well, cool. All right, so the first song I want to do is called As It Once Was. This is my shtick about credibility. So this is me in my home where I grew up. And this is called As It Once Was. So what we'll do is Edie's got the words up there, you can kind of follow along, and then we've got a little bit of a learning guide you can go through and hopefully get some discussion going. And then we'll get into discussion, that's cool also. I don't, you guys. I'm not I get paid the same. I get paid nothing. So I don't have to worry with income tax. Okay, this is supposed to be kind of country-ish. Why did I choose country-ish? I guess I like country, and I thought it would be good to kind of start a song about food and rural living with a country song. So this is called As It Once Was. Before country got we milked cows and fed pigs, and your home food was rude. But our supper didn't travel 4,000 frickin' miles. We knew our food the name, and that sure made us smile. Come from a long line of farmers who love to work the land, where a whole place has a value, gives a reason to take a stand. If we didn't have it ourselves, we got it from someone close by. Look after yourself and each other. We should all give that a try. Or got Mother Teresa. Nature's time was measured in seasons. There was no need for a clock. Spring was long, smelled seeds and planted. Oh yeah, picking rocks. And the summer was pretending we cut the hay.
She left again.
And fall was for harvest of those coals that are day. Having groups already filled up during pre-fall. And they're considered as wealthy. But we had lots of food. When I was 7, Mom had triplets, and that sure changed the mood. On top of house chores and barn chores, we each got a kid. I had a kid love around. People come from miles around, but I just ran a kid. Wasn't interested in fall, it was Saturday. Now I know times change and we can't all live on fire. But that modified industrial crap is gonna do us some harm. Get you right there, careful. So let's pause for a minute, give what we learned from the past a try. Food's more important than high tech, it should be applied. Close my. Food's more important than high tech, it should be applied. Close by. Oh, some curtains in there, no new food in it. Probably good enough. What I did, my thinking behind this was from my education mode. And I try to do most of my teaching like this, where we introduce some stuff, we play some music, we play some cards. Math is the very best way to teach math on a pool table. You know, I used to take my class down to do these principles that kind of ripped off. But the kids, my God, they all showed up. They loved it. They made 80. So what I've got is just some things that will follow. So the very first thing that we look at is your connection with the food system. So what I would want you to do in your head is go back in your family and think about the generation of people who were directly related with food. And is there anybody that wants to share that? Anybody have an example? Like, do we have people that are growing their own food here right now? Yeah. Okay, 1. Right on, 2, 3. Okay, right on. Do we have people whose parents raised food? They lived on the farm? What? How about grandparents? Okay, there you go. Great-grandparents. Okay, so you see, how about great-great? All right, so all of a sudden, see, you're like me. Because I'm 5th generation, my grandkids are 6th generation, and we've been working the same land 5 generations. And we feed it, we fed ourselves. So I mean, that's great, thank you. The second thing that I'd like you to think about is what you eat for food on a regular basis. thinking in your own mind, and I don't like the word diet because that's too magazine-y. If you think about what you eat for food, if you're like me, remember I'm anal. I have the same thing Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I have the same type of day, cooked the same way with the same size of piece of cheese, the same piece of bread. You know, I don't know whether you guys are like that, but if you think about your food, where does your food come from? Do you buy your food at a grocery store? Do you grow your own food? Is your food from a freezer? Do you buy it from Stirple Flour Mill? You know, where do you get your food? Anybody want to share? Yes.
Well, I make the Spearville Mill flour.
I didn't pay him a cent.
And I try to do as well. I do kimchi and sauerkraut, and the Chinese swan side, sour cabbage, and lactic acid. I try and dry stuff. I dry my meat, cure the meat, take it back olives.
Where do you get your meat? Do you know what farm it came from? And the reason I ask that question is I'm not trying to be picky. Thank you for your input, but we have this. He's talking beef. We have a thing in the East that everybody likes, Western beef. And I remember the store in Woodstock. He wasn't going to get Eastern. He was going to get Western beef. So I said Western beef. So what's the picture in your mind's eye of Western beef? He goes, oh, I mean, it's obvious. It's the rolling hills of Alberta, you know, and cows roaming aimlessly through the wildflowers. And you go, oh my God, buddy, you just, I got to take you for a trip. And all I can think of is my first time around that stockyard down that subdivision there. I think it was 5.5 miles that way. And I think it was 7 miles that way. And I think it was 5.5. I went all the way around it because I didn't believe it, right? But I mean, my God, how many cows? And we'll get to it in the second song. I brought some documents with us. It's got the four biggest meat producers in North America. But where your Western beef comes from is actually a stockyard. And people who don't understand industrial stockyards, when they see it, they're horrified. Like, for instance, why do they have to put antibiotics in cows in stockyards? Why is the first thing they teach the worker the needle points? Why? What's going on? Help me there.
So much spread on the ground.
So they are doing what?
They're packing so tight, they think
Yeah.
they're being finding out.
And how long can that cow survive in that?
For the next meeting.
185 days. So they have to have all their weight gain done in 185 days because that cow won't survive more than that. So all those carcasses that you see are all cows day 190 or day, you know. So is that the kind of food that we want to have feeding our population? What I suggest is if you can, as your own project, just try to trace the pathway for your food. See if you can connect every piece of food that you eat in your home with where it came from. It's an interesting little thing. Okay, the other one is how we survive. I don't know much about your life because I don't know, but all I can tell you is my life. For me, helping other people is a really important thing. So in your lives, is there anything you do, any activity you do where you're caring for somebody else, where you're helping somebody else? And I bring it to your attention because Mother Teresa, bless her, never gave any speeches. And when she did, you know, she walked to the podium. And she turned and she did 3 things, and then she turned around and walked off. That was the thing. One of the things she said, look after yourself, look after each other, look after your community. And so the question is, what do you do? What do you do to help care for your community? What do you do to help care for your neighbor? Do you give food to people? Do you grow enough in your garden and give food to people who need it? You know, what do you do? So that's another thing I'd like to think about. And then anybody want to share that? Do we have some examples? Yes, please.
All summer I would donate all my leftovers to the neighbors, and it shocked them. They didn't know what was going on. Like, why is this neighbor giving me carrots? Why is this neighbor giving me lettuce? And they were almost offended.
Yeah, because it's so contrary. See, we are so capitalistic. We gave up producing a long time ago, and we started consuming. And we consume so much that that's the way we think. So I need to pay it, you know, I have to pay it. But for you to give it to them. And for them to not understand, like, you had so freaking much jargon. Yeah, you were giving away bushels and bushels, you can't put in the composter anymore, I know exactly what you're talking about, and we did the same thing, and it's, what's the neat part of that is the size of garden plot that you're required to feed a family of 4 is really not very big, and that's one of the things that you guys are doing very well, is you're doing that whole thing. You're making that happen, and I feel so good to be here and be connected with you guys, because it's a wonderful thing to do. What does it mean to know your food by name? Well, we had to kill Dolly, and we had to kill Sam. And I remember my son on the 4th, we had our own chickens, and we always, we raised chickens, meat things. They were terrible, but they were all, we had to modify them. But they were really cheap meat. Anyway, I remember we always would raise them, the kids like when they were chicks, and I had a guy that killed them for me. Well, we were sitting at the meal one day, having barbecue chicken, and Kurt was 5, he's my youngest. Kurt's doing audiology in Toronto now. He was 5. He made, we were talking about the chickens, and I think one of the sisters made the connection with, boy, they sure taste a lot better than they would have back when they were chicks. And Kurt kind of drops his chicken leg, and he looks at me, and he goes, when they were chicks. And I said, oh, yeah, I said, we're eating the chickens that we were going. Well, Kurt just, he ran out the door, he was gone. He came to the realization that those chickens that we were eating were the little yellow chicks that he in the basement. And I understand that emotion. How I got over it, just to share my story with you. When we were younger, I lived right beside a First Nation community. And we had when we butchered our cattle, a couple of guys on the res would come over, and they would borrow Dad's rifle, and they would take 3 bullets and go out and kill a deer, bring the rifle back, 2 bullets, and they'd have deer. So we'd kill a cow, we'd cut the deer, they'd give us a quarter of deer, we'd give them some meat. So and all the while we were killing, the guy would talk about their belief of how nature provides, it's kind of a sacred act, and you kind of pray for the cow. Well, I thought that was kind of cool. So as I got raised, killing things for meat never bothered me very much. But I understand people who are offended by it, truly do. And I understand vegans. I work with vegans a lot in my business, and I totally understand that. I tried being a vegetarian one time, and 4 in the morning, there I am at the barbecue. Steak on, okay? And my wife said, what are you doing? I said, I'm so sorry. I've been without meat now for a week. I gotta have a freaking steak. And I couldn't, I tried, couldn't do it. The last one, oh yes, the whole idea about learning from the past, but I threw the high-tech connection in there, because in my world, we're criticized all the time about how much our food costs. Well, it isn't more expensive. It just happens to be better for you. But it's funny how people will complain how much their food costs, but how many of these have they got at home? How many plans have they got? How often are they replacing them? We're taking all the chemicals out of the DMC just to provide 14 phones a year for us. And it's things nothing to pay $500 or $600 a month for a plan, but they complain because food is, it's $1.99 for that bunch of carrots. And you think, I sit back and I think about that and I go, man, we've got a pretty warped society. When we think a phone is more important than the food we eat, we got some problems. And so that's one of my goals, is to get out there and convince people, is to go ahead and buy your phone. I got one too, I understand, I text, all that. But I eat also, and you do too, whether you like to admit it, everybody has to eat food. And that's as it wants to us. Any other questions or concerns with that as it wants to us? Anything you want to, okay, then we'll get ready for the next one. Now what I've done, I need a couple of guinea pigs. Need a couple of guinea pigs. Not guinea pigs. I just need people who don't mind doing reading one. So, I want this one. Put up here now. And this guy. And what I'd like to do is, I've already monopolized way too much of the conversation. So, if I could, do I have some people who wouldn't mind doing a little bit of like brief reading and then discussing what they've read briefly? Is there anybody who's keen to that? Or do I just pick something? Okay, cool. This is the one that Monsanto's been so pissed off at. And then this is the one, there's an interesting one here. I had, this is the top 10 food companies in the world that changed yesterday. Did you get a notice? So what was the change? Yeah, hey, stock 40 to 60. And anybody want to look at the top 10? Okay. Now we have number 5. Now number 5 is the Heinz Kraft merger. So just that's all. That's most of your beer. That's Tim Hortons. That's a lot of your fast food. And the other one is the meat. I have the 4 big meats. Anybody want to be my 4 big meat people? Okay, thank you. These are the guys who do the 4 big meats. We'll get. So this is called. I keep scrolling down through my meat. You're gonna keep on going down. The first one you're gonna stop at is called the Devil and Kind. And here you go. Now to qualify. This is good. My lawyer said, read your statement. Because I may have some people who are working for large businesses, and I apologize up front. I don't mean your boss to your family. I don't have any money to pay you, so there's no sense of suing me. But here it is. To qualify. Here's to qualify. I call it the devil. Just to qualify. I believe that factory farm approach to industrial agriculture is a threat to our survival, and it's also about as far from sustainable as we can hope to get. And that's my qualifying statement. So that's why I come up with the idea of devil and kind. So whenever I think of agribusiness, I think of the devil. And I know that's hard for North Americans because 911, that was driving a stake into the belly of Satan. And I know it's hard for us to accept that, especially when you live so near the border that I do. Okay, this is called devil and kind. Now I change. I'm a little bit on my CD. It's a little bit darker. I have it like devilish. It's basically just a B minor, E flat. We have any musicians here? Can anybody sing in pitch? Well, geez, did you bring it? Shit, do that.
Well, there's a harmonica.
Can you do it in B minor?
No.
Okay. This is a really easy thing to play. This is the devil and kind. It's just D minor and D flat C the whole way through, and about a 6 count. Okay, so it's kind of like this. Kind of goes. Why can't they see it ain't working for you and me? Well, firewood was the name we called it long ago. Now we call it agribusiness. Suppose it is clean snow. It started as a revolution, just as green spring could be. They said all that ammonia is going to solve world hunger, and we bought it, you and me. Well, why can't they see it ain't working for you and me? Why can't they see it just ain't working for you and me? Well, it came wrong for that thrill of darkness as we sat and watched with mirth. Still all taken over by chemical companies, not realizing they were killing the earth. So now we're at war, and the buggers got a tight noose around our neck. Everything they use is modified, gonna make us all mighty sick. Well, why can't they see it ain't working for you and me? Why can't they see it ain't working for you and me? They say the answer is 250 acre fields on land that used to be jungle, and raising our meat up in factories so all that fast food can rumble. Thomas Pollock writes about the war in the country, where the small guy gets to the shaft, the small scale is the farming, the way beer is the draft. Oh, why can't they see it ain't working for you and me? Why can't they see it ain't working for you and me? So let's get on our battle gear, find ourselves a hoe, grab some friends and plant some seeds to that devil, you know. public will and government foresight are the best weapons we can use to beat that devil at his own game and build stronger communities. Oh, why can't they see it ain't working for you and me? Why can't they see it just ain't working for you and me? Why can't they see it ain't working for you and me? Governor Carney. Not throwing things, that's amazing. Okay, so, the devil is Carney. Now, the first thing, basically, I thought what I would do is I would start off with my shtick about the Green Revolution, and then if I could pass it over to this gentleman who's got a little bit of information on the next Green Revolution, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so here's my shtick on the Green Revolution. Probably 1885. When was Haber processed? Where's my chemist? When was Haber processed? 1880s? Okay. The Haber process was a German guy who discovered that he could make things with the atmospheric nitrogen. And one of the things he made was ammonia. And he was quite proud of that. It was a big, huge issue. And in fact, I believe they actually thought that that could become an energy source. In fact, I think if my history just serves me correct, as we go into the Second World War, we have the German people who are actually after that recipe that they thought would be the savior of their society because they wouldn't have to worry about oil. They could actually burn ammonia in their engines. That was a big thing, you know. So out of the 1880s into the 1900s comes this whole idea of ammonia. And then what became also powerfully important at that time was blowing other people up. That seemed to be really important back then. Well, they discovered that nitrates could blow things up really well, right? And I mean, about the best bomb that we have right now is fertilizer and diesel oil, right? That's the Oklahoma bomber. So out into World War I comes this whole idea of lots of nitrates. Well, at the end of World War I, we got a whole bunch of chemical nitrates and stuff laying around. And people in a lab had an idea, gee, if we could give some nitrogen to the plants, perhaps they would grow better. So out they went just like crazy. And they discovered, lo and behold, it did work. Well, then World War II happened and slowed them down. So we had to take a little break and kill some more people. And we needed some more nitrates, right? So at the end of World War II, we've got even more. So the whole idea of growing things with chemicals started gaining some control. It started to become big. We went to the governments in Europe and in Canada and in North America, in the United States, and basically scientists said, look, let us do it. We can feed the world. We'll feed those starving people. Just let us farm this way. We'll chemically farm. So out of the 40s into the 50s came this revolution. And I mean, they did some amazing things. I'm not doubting it. They were able to do some phenomenal growths in production. You look at the graphs, the production graphs, through the 40s and 50s, man, they're 45 friggin' degrees. And I mean, we saved, I don't know the number of millions of people that we figured we saved from starving. So into the 60s, here comes this graph just a flying. So into the 70s, you know, we're starting to plateau off a little bit. Well, then we get to the 80s and it starts to kind of go this way. Then we hit the 90s and it starts to kind of go down a little bit. Then into the 2000s, it's like this now. So we sit back and we go, well, hold on now. We've got all these great big huge farms. I mean, we got this farm. Did you guys know there's actually farms that hire 250,000? You guys know? That's one field. That farm has 3 of those. 250,000 acre field. What's he growing on?
Corn.
Soy and corn. Yeah. When he's harvesting, he keeps barges, literally barges, going up the river near where he farms, and it's horrific. So the Green Revolution, there's a Green. So out of the Green Revolution came this wonderful way of farming, but very quickly into it jumped the chemical companies, going, my God, what a way to make money, and that's what happened. If you look at the top 10 agricultural companies in the world, they aren't agricultural companies; they're actually chemical companies. So the way we grow our food gets controlled by chemical companies very quickly. But there's a bright spot. And the bright spot is we now have a second green revolution.
So I'll read a summary, and key concepts should be about 2 minutes by Jonathan Latham, The Next Green Revolution, 2013. A method of growing crops called a system of rice intensification, SRI, produces yields that can be 4 or 5 times higher than other methods. SRI uses few or no pesticides and requires no fertilizer. The great success of SRI methodology across many countries is leading to its adaptation for crops other than rice, mainly by innovative small farmers. The SRI method does not rely on specially bred varieties. The resulting crops are resilient, nutritious, pesticide-free, and their cost of production is low. It therefore is proving highly popular with small farmers. Does it sound too good to be true? There are questions of scalability. The system is unlikely to displace the agro-industrial complex. But when the majority of the world's farmers, almost 1 billion people, continue to make a living on small plots of land, SRI can transform their lives. The key concepts are: SRI is based on 4 main principles that interact in synergistic ways. They establish healthy plants early and carefully, nurturing their root potential to reduce plant populations, giving each plant more room to grow above and below ground and room to capture sunlight and obtain nutrients, enrich the soil with organic matter, keeping it well aerated to support better growth of roots and more aerobic soil biota, and apply water purposefully in ways that favor plant roots and soil microbial growth, avoiding flooded soil conditions.
Thank you. And they have records. The record for that production, I think, Northern India is 22.4 tons, and Monsanto is livid, because Monsanto's best is around 14, and you have to have tractors that are bigger than this room, and you've got to buy seed from them, spray from them, and so now we're back. Let's go back to that debate with the government. We're going to feed the starving world of this planet. How are we going to do that, guys? Are we going to have everybody with a great big huge tractor and planting $1,000 crops, or are we going to have people growing things this way, where they've got to know how to do it for 1,000 years? So the whole idea of the next green revolution intrigues me, and I think I've got a link there that's called the Solutions Journal. There's some neat reading in that. I think you'd be fascinated. Something that would be worth your while. Okay, we go to the next one. The book called Hungry for Profit. Table 1 basically talks about meat production. So where's my meat? Okay, could you give us number 1? So there's 4. Let's see if you can name them. The 4 largest meat producers in North America. Cargill. Yeah, they're in there. Cargill's in there. Yeah. Can you name the other 3? Anyway, okay, we want to start with what's number 1?
Sure, there's Tyson, Cargill, JBS, and National Feed.
And just give an idea of the number of cows we're slaughtering per day. What's the daily slaughter capacity of, let's say, Tyson?
Tyson, so daily slaughter capacity 28,700.
A day. What are they doing for income with that?
I do, each sales 1.7 billion.
Okay, let's go back to the number of cows being killed per day. See the number?
28,700.
Okay, so try, if you can, to picture a slaughterhouse that's killing 3,000 and 4,000 cows per hour, and with the staff turnover alone, because you can't have anybody survive an 8-hour shift without cutting off a finger. And where the hell did that finger go? And so now we talk about inspection. In Canada, we believe that everything's inspected. Can you imagine being an inspector working in a slaughterhouse where 4,000 cows per hour are being killed, and you're going, I mean, they're flying past you. You can't even. So there's our meat production. And I mean, I didn't even go into the chicken and the poultry. The one that I wanted to bring was neat little legal case, and do some digging on this. Notice how you never hear the term Kentucky Fried Chicken anymore. You only hear KFC. Do you know why?
They don't want the fried part.
They're skeptical that the meat is actually being grown on a chicken. And there are some, they haven't, it's been leaked out, so we don't know for sure, but there are some globs of things that are kind of oozing in labs where wings are being produced. The one that caught me was I tried to do a little bit of a research project to look at the number of wings produced per year compared to the number of chickens produced per year. And you know what? It's only supposed to be true for birds, right? Didn't add up. So I said, so I left chicken alone. For heaven's sake, put chicken over. And pork, I mean, if you've ever, I had one in my backyard on the road in Woodstock. We had one of those 1,000-sow operations. And I mean, just walk through it for an afternoon and come away. And I mean, you're going to be looking for someone else to raise your pig for you, believe me. Now, oh yeah, the next one. Okay, Thomas Pollock. Nice book, you should read that. It's called The War in the Country. I chose for the name for my album, The War on Food. And I remember people saying, oh my God, war. Yeah, war on terror, war on drugs. What the hell, war. So I said, yeah, it is true. I don't want to kind of believe the word war. But then I read it, and I said, oh my God, we are at war. What I read was that Ontario, Quebec, Vermont, New Hampshire, Alberta, BC, and California had debated at their legislature levels outlawing the growth of food commercially on tracts of land less than 8 acres. Now I sat back and I read that and I said, that can't be right. So I did some phone calling and my God, it was right. So here I am, with my wife and my hand, and I'm pacing back and forth and I'm reading this thing, I'm pacing. Now, what's the matter? And I said, I make $12,000 off my garlic every year, and it's on 1.5 acres. I can't do it legally if this goes, no, I'm just, and she said, what do you mean? So I'm thinking about all the people that I know that farm on tracts of land like 4 acres, 5 acres, 12 acres. That would be illegal. So I said, my God, we are at war. There's a war going on out there. Then, of course, my thinking is, who the heck is trying to get that done? Who wants that done? Get bigger, get out. Down in the States, that came out in the 40s and 50s, they get bigger, get out. You can't make money on a 100-acre farm, you gotta have a 100,000-acre farm. Get bigger, get out. So I said, my God, we are going. Now, if you want to go down just a little bit, yeah, 3 Ps. If you are going to do anything in farming, you have to have the 3 Ps and the 3 Ts. So tenacity, tedious hard work, passion, perseverance, time, and patience. And then what I ask people is just take those 3 Ps and see if you can actually make a little bit of a compose something with those 3 Ps, because it's so true. So true. I mean, I remember when I discovered CSA, gardening. I raised garden, and I sold it, I had so much waste. So then I discovered CSAs. And I had 18 people. I sold my share for $600. So that's 18 times 600. They paid me most of the money at the start of the season. I had like $4 grand. I bought all my seed, paid my labor. They gave me the rest of it at the end of the season. I knew exactly how to act every week. It was a wonderful way of running a business, and it worked so nicely. So I really think that whole idea is good. Now, the other thing here, before we get, I got one more card for you.
I've got 5 of those companies.
Yes. Okay, this is the top 10 food producing companies in the world. Let's see it. Let's just first off see if anybody can get number 1. No, they're number 5 now. What? Anybody have number 1? No. Kraft wasn't even on the list before the American Times.
Nestle?
Yes. And read, if you would, read their revenue per year.
Their revenue is $35.3 billion.
Yes.
Their advertising budget is $1.9 billion. And they employ 107,000 people. So profits of $3.9 billion.
Spearville's advertising budget is $5,000 a year. And these guys are, what is it, billion? So
1.9 billion, and they're on the low end of.
So who was that again?
Yeah,
Nestle.
that's
Yes. And number 2, please.
number 2 is
Unilever.
Unilever. Who I have never heard that.
Oh, you use all their products,
It's Hellmann's, it's Lipton Tea, it's a whole bunch of different things. But their advertising spending is $7.4 billion.
Ben and Jerry's, a lot of the things that you got in your medicine cabinet would be Unilever's. Ear cleaners, a lot of fast food. They make a lot of chemicals for fast food. So like a burger in the fast food world isn't really a burger that's flavored with burger. It's flavored with chemical from someone like you. Sorry, number 3,
Number 3 is PepsiCo,
right on.
and their advertising is around 2.5 billion, the revenue is 66 billion. And they employ, quite a few more people, 274,000.
And they're the ones, high fructose corn syrup, you guys are familiar with high fructose corn syrup. They bought in 80, Coke was 82, PepsiCo was 83, bought into the idea of high fructose corn syrup. And that's how long it's been going. So I love it, I love it. The government of Canada, here I go, I'm so sorry. They published something the other day, I heard in the news that said, obesity is caused by sugar-sweetened drinks. And I want to call them and say, where the hell are you getting sugar-sweetened drinks? I thought that was off the market. And everybody says, what do you mean? And I go, drinks aren't sweetened by sugar anymore, darling. Drinks, Pepsi is sweetened with high fructose corn syrup. Sugar is, well, number 4, please.
Number 4 is Coca-Cola.
Pepsi and Coke,
Yeah, and their advertising is up to 3 billion. They employ less people, 130,000, and their revenue is only 46 billion.
Yeah. 400, and they, I think the other thing, some kind of things, largest truck fleet, and the other thing.
Their Coca-Cola is also well rated for its land management practices.
Yeah. What it would be really nice for you to do is,
And for supporting female empowerment for workers in the supply chain.
right on.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, you deserve a break today, right? Okay, what I would really encourage you to do, if you want to do some research, is just go in and find, there's a site, it will come to me on my way home, I'm sure, because that's my mind. But there's a site where it actually talks about all the companies that these companies own, and you'd be quite impressed.
There's a diagram.
Now, number 5 just changed. It was the guys from over across the seas, but it's now a different guy.
Yeah, number 5 used to be Mondelez International.
Yeah.
And their revenue was 35, their advertising was 1.9, and they employed 107,000, but now it is Heinz, Heinz.
Yeah.
They just merged, I was on the radio a couple
Yes, you
days
did.
ago.
Yeah. Anheuser-Busch, Tim Hortons,
Yeah.
most of your fast food, donuts, and all that stuff would be those puppies. And that's your craft. And I had actually no idea how much craft beer they sold. I didn't know.
I don't really want to know.
Oh, it makes you. Anyway, sorry. Number
What
6.
is it?
Oh, it's ridiculous. I don't even want to say it. What's number 6?
Number 6 is Mars, which is all your chocolate bars, your Twix, your Snickers, your Milky Way, your M&Ms. And that is, advertising is 2.2 billion, revenue is 33 billion, and they only employ 60,000 people.
Yeah, and then I heard a Snyder report.
And they've been penalized for its lack of knowledge of its environmental impact.
Yeah, and the other things that they're guilty of.
Lowest rating for water and land issues.
Right. They are also integral in America. The data come to me, it was 60 sometime.
Obesity?
But what they did was they got the Congress to put condiments as members of the food groups.
Oh.
So you could have ketchup, mustard, and relish served on something, and you actually have vegetables being served. And they also snuck in there, you can put a protein bar, you can kind of sneak a little protein bar in there.
Yeah, little Mars bar.
And you got yourself a complete meal for those lovely kids. And now we.
Oh, well, we're seeing it in the cafeterias. I mean,
Look, just stay on that for a minute. Okay, childhood obesity, right? We all should be concerned, correct? What 2 companies were the first to be concerned?
Coca-Cola.
No,
No.
no, no, no,
McDonald's.
no. Wow. I thought you got, oh my God, really? Who was the first one that came out and complained about it? Airlines.
Yeah.
Whoa. Why?
Sells my tickets.
Well, and the kid used to be 25 pounds, eh? And now he's 190, and he's free. Who was number 2? Furniture manufacturers. And it was the seats for elementary schools. And stadiums. Like, you can't get those people. The teachers would say, I can't get my kids any seats. And you go, oh my God, you're kidding. And, okay, sorry. What number? What are we on?
we're at number 7 now. 7 is Danone, which is dairy, yogurt, and all of that stuff. Their revenue is 29 billion. Their advertising spending is moderate at 1.2 billion. Profits 2 billion, and they employ around 100,000 people. They received the lowest score for its policies regarding women's issue in agricultural production.
They're a lot of European stuff, and they do, oh Lord, I hate to admit it, but a lot of companies actually raise things under slavery. And there's a wonderful book called Tomato Land, Estabrook, you can buy it. It's about how tomatoes are raised in North America in the wintertime. But they were guilty of a lot of problems with pay, like having people work for them and they didn't pay them. They thought that was kind of good business. And it is. I mean, if I could go to work tomorrow and have all my guys come in and work free for me, man. But we can't. We're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
That was number 8?
That was number 7.
Okay, who's number 8?
Number 8 is Associated British Foods,
Yeah.
which is, they operate sugar factories.
Yeah.
And they wholesale sugar.
Yeah.
So their revenue is 21 billion, their advertising and spending is not applicable. Their profits are 837 million and they employ 112,000 people. But they also fail to adopt strong practices in managing water supply chain. And they receive the lowest marks for their practice in water use. And have failed to conduct impact assessment.
Because people believe that
And this is on a huge scale, you know, this isn't like some small farmer is, I don't know, using too much water or polluting it. This is huge.
One of my courses I had in my bougie number is healthy food, fresh air, clean water, dirty money. And I maintain that food, water, and air should be a person's right. People believe water is a controlled commodity. Sorry, number 9.
Number 9 is General Mills.
My competitor.
Yeah, their advertising is 1.1 billion, revenue is 17 employees. They only employ 43,000.
Yeah.
They are the largest suppliers of palm oil and sugar.
Yeah.
And they've just announced a new initiative designed to reduce greenhouse gas emissions.
Yeah.
But they also have the lowest scores in awareness and policies regarding climate change.
And who's number 10?
Number 10 is Kellogg Company.
There we go.
Yep, revenue is 15 billion, advertising is 1 billion. They only employ 30,000 people. They've been praised for their pledge to cut greenhouse emissions in their supply chain. And they received a low overall rating for their practices, just general practices.
Yeah.
Low rating.
Wow. I mean, one of the
And I
reasons,
don't know what this rating is.
yeah, oh, it was like an independent watch kind of people, and you'll find all kinds of crap in there. You can find all kinds of stuff. But I guess there are so many things that are happening that really motivated me to do what I'm doing. One of them was so meaningful. Was a girl I knew who she went to take a course to become a personal trainer, and when she was at the training course, the person that was teaching had a girl there. I could tell like a share thing. Well, the share thing was this girl had a son, and she was a single mom, and she worked every day. So the kid was really, really kind of fussy. So she gave him packaged cereal in the morning, and she went to a friend's to stay over for the day. And he would be fussy at noon hour, so they gave him packaged cereal at noon hour. She'd come home at night, and was busy getting supper while he was still fussy, so she gave him packaged cereal at night. So for the first 4 years of his life, he lived on a box of packaged cereal. So now the kid's 4.
You lived that one?
He's in the hospital about 3 days a week. He's in miserable condition. When she finally realizes what she's done, the poor lady, she's just heartbroken. And she goes to this nurse. That's why the nurse had it written, because she went to the nurse. The nurse kind of helped her see the light, and the kid is actually feeling better now. He's lost a bunch of weight. He's actually on his way to recovery. But when I hear stories like that, and we have people who make choices like that, and that, to me, that's a sad thing. And so anything that we can do to kind of get people talking about stuff and people realizing some realities and some truth, I think is a very good thing. Now, I know I'm playing with my phone. What I'm doing is I'm conscious of time. I'm at 8:41. And 9 is supposed to be kind of our thingy, right? So that's, and really from a wind-up perspective, I was told to try to be somewhere around an hour to an hour and a quarter. Well, I've been an hour and 4 minutes off of my quarter, but I would be more than happy for the rest of the time if you've got anything you want to talk about or any questions you want to ask, feel free. The rest of the time is yours. If you want to split and go home, thanks for coming. Yes, please, go ahead, yes.
Sir, in your campaign and awareness spreading, have you found a difference between bringing awareness to what is wrong with getting food from really far away, thereby disrupting far away, or if you do that, what do you injure about here?
Yeah.
So you found perspectives.
And just to give you a little bit, an initiative we got going on at the mill right now, we have a grain called Hollis oats. And I learned Hollis oats are the oats that we use for our oatmeal. It's our rolled oats for our oatmeal. It's our chopped oats called Scottish oatmeal. We also sell a kernel called an oat groat. We've always been selling it. It's wonderful. It's what's our #1 crop. About 3 years ago, I had every vegan in Atlantic Canada called me one week. I had no idea they were vegans. But I know them all personally. And they were asking me, what's the protein count of your Hollis oat? I didn't know. So we sent some samples off. Average is about 16.5 to 17%. High in lysine, complete protein. So the vegans are dancing. They're dancing on the end of their palm. We at the same time, we get a lady come in with a prescription from her doctor. She's celiac. And the doctor says, go to Cereal Flour Mill and use their oatmeal because it's made of Hollis oats and she needs that protein. So we're going, wow, celiac's like it. And then we also had people coming with doctors' prescriptions because they have heart conditions, and they said, buy Hollis oats because it takes away your cholesterol through rate. So we're going, holy crap. So we've got a lot of people in our co-op who buy quinoa and organic rice. And we can't get organic rice. I mean, we can't get it in the US. We have to get it from Asia. It comes from all over the world. Right now, the quinoa we use comes from the Altiplano in Bolivia and Peru. But here's a grain that grows very, very well in the Brunswick, PEI, and Nova Scotia called Hollis oats that is more protein than both rice and quinoa, more iron, more omega-3 fatty acids, more micronutrients, more fat, more carb, better for you, a third the cost, and grows well here. So we're on a bit of a pledge right now to try to convince people. People will say, well, what can I do? What can I do? Well, here's what you can do. You can put Hollis oats in your diet, and you can stop eating organic rice and quinoa, and you can be part of solving some problems away and solving some problems here. So that's one thing we're working on right now.
So you feel like we are getting more aware. From the time you were charged with, hey, go tell people about food. Do we know that?
Yeah, that's right. And I also get calls from people. The public is becoming more aware also. I had a dietitian. I spoke. This gentleman that's in the crowd. I went and spoke to a group of his friends, and one of the guys called me and said his wife went through a cardiac care thingy, and the dietitian was talking about Hollis oats. So I called Mrs. Dietitian up. I go, my God, darling, you're a dietitian and you actually know what you're doing. You know, I was being cynical, right? But I went to a meeting with dietitians here in Kirkland, and I mean, they were on board. And so here we've got dietitians who are pushing the right thing. I mean, so all of a sudden we've got some nice things happening. So I do agree. Mr. Han, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I didn't mean to interrupt there. Besides the 3 Ps and 3 Ts, what advice can you give to young people that are interested in getting into organic farming?
Oh, it's the opportunities are endless. Vermont stopped fracking in '85 and started putting emphasis in local food hubs. And their food industry in their state is now $1 billion industry. And we can do the very same thing here. So what I would suggest you do is start small. Start with just a few customers. Get so you know your customers. Start with your friends and raise food for them. Do it a couple of years that way. And then what you'll see is you'll grow. You'll get better at it. You'll understand it better. Your friends will be happy. They'll tell their friends. And you'll grow that way. So start small. Don't borrow money. Don't fall prey. You don't need tractors and all that shit. You just do it nice and slow, and you'll be fine. CSAs are a wonderful model. They work extremely well. And people are more than happy. Community supported agriculture. You're familiar with it?
No.
We would sell shares. So if we have a company, we would have all these guys in here would buy a share from us. The share would be 1 bushel basket of food every 7 days. And they would pay you $600 or $700 a season for that. They would give you 3/4 of it up front, 1/4 at the end of the season, and you deliver them a big bushel of vegetables to the door. And they love it, and you love it, and it works extremely well.
So you'd recommend using that kind of system to get your food out there.
And then look at some crops that are unique to our area. Garlic, what I do, is it grows well around here. So we have artichokes. What's the really hot? Horseradish. There are so many things that grow very well here that people will buy like crazy. And a little niche market's not bad. Good question.
You can also start at the community garden up at Marysville. We've got a market garden this year, and if you want to come in and learn a little bit, we're
Wow.
happy to have people take over and help and get involved.
Right on,
It's a big spot, and it's great for just getting into it and learning what to do.
right on, thank you.
That's up at Marysville, behind Marysville Place, we have a community garden there, we have a large community pot, and on Saturdays, we have a youth pick, and it's also just open, to come and help, or you can get more involved, and you can be there every night of the week if you want.
It's fun. I mean, gardening like that is fun. My last song, I've seen that that's what it's about. It's about, getting battle hardy with the kids, raising food with a group of people. It's fun because you can eat and have a little party, and I mean, everything can, there's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with having food with a little bit of beer and wine. That kind of gets you nicely. All of a sudden, the whole idea of raising food becomes a social affair, and people kind of like social things. I know I do. And it really is a very nice way of interacting with people. And there's something about on your hands and knees with your fingers dirty, talking to people. And my father believed there was a connection, a positive connection between the earth and humans. He believed it was bioelectrical, and I actually think he's right. That after a lightning storm, that odor you get, and the connection you have with the soil, how good it makes you feel. I do believe there's something there. I have no idea what it is, but I do believe there's something there. Thank you. Good input. Anything else? Any other questions, comments? Yes, please.
I'm interested in the glyphosate. It has been announced on the radio this morning that Nova Scotia and Quebec are trying to eliminate it. What are your thoughts on it? Do you have any suggestions for further research?
Well, where to research?
Yes, specifically, glyphosate is Roundup.
Yep.
And it's sprayed on the soil and corn, and
Yeah.
that's my limited knowledge.
Showing up in mother's milk, showing up in tissue samples of dead bodies, showing up in urine samples and blood samples all over North America. It's that whole idea of what Monsanto is trying to do. It's being fought all over the world. Of the whole idea of controlling seed and controlling chemicals. It should be against the law. What I would do is I wouldn't use it. I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't have anything
How
to
do
do
I
with the
know
company.
it's a boiler cleaner from 1954? I'm aware of the history. It's not listed on the ingredients boiler cleaner
No.
of the food, so my question would be, what foods other than corn, soya, and where would I find them?
Oh, okay, yeah, you have no trouble. If you just Google genetically modified foods, if you just did genetically modified, there's only like 6 or 7 legally out there right now, so you wouldn't have far to go. And University of Oklahoma has lots of it. University of Guelph in Ontario, UBC would have tons of information about that because British Columbia is huge into
Let me
that.
say 6 what?
Crops that are genetically modified that we actually sell.
Okay.
Cotton, squash, tomato, soy, corn, sugar beet. They claim wheat is, but it's actually a myth. It hasn't been let go yet. It's still in the lab. There is some alfalfa flying around, but they're kind of block that too. But wow, you're in some research. You will hate big businesses when you finish your research. You will hate them because in America they believe that seed and food is part of the commons. Way back in history, you were allowed to raise food for yourself. They called the commons.
Yeah.
Well, these guys are controlling the commons, and you're not supposed to do that. That's supposed to be against the law. But big business has all. It's funny how politics run. Politics is interesting. People with lots of money tend to get a lot of pushy things happening in politics, and that's really, really true across the board. Really good research. You're in good stuff. And yes, please. Cal, just maybe haven't had a chance.
Just for Heather, it's not just food, right? You have to check soil and runoff and so on. We have a great forestry industry in this province.
Yeah.
And we have a major spruce budworm problem in all of Atlantic Canada.
Yeah.
See if both glyphosate, forestry, spruce budworm are linked, and you'll see how much you really need to be careful, right?
Okay.
And I've just created a maze for you that was important.
Totally right. And all of the hydro lines underneath, notice that there's nothing growing. Sorry, ma'am, yes.
No, just a question. Where can we get your programs?
Okay, in this city, Real Food Connection, Aura Foods, True Food Organic, Loblaw, Co-op. Sobeys kicked us out 2 years ago, and we were very happy with that. They were miserable to work with, but they're back negotiating with us. So we might be in Sobeys, we don't know that yet, but in this city, Real Food Connections, Ora Food, True Food Organic, Direct Charge Co-op, Loblaw, you can get a lot of that. And if you run into any problems, just call me, my contact information's on that thing. And we also have a bulk buy program where people buy bulk from us. We ship free 300 pounds of food. And if that's interesting, I can send the price list. Thank you, that helped me do some.
Who's using your bulk food in Fredericton?
Sorry?
Who's using your buying your bulk food in Fredericton?
Oh, right in the city, nobody.
Frank, you're gonna start one.
Nobody, no, and because we tend to, if you're in the city, we tend to ask you to please support your local stores. The food groups that we have in this area are out in the country, by the way. And our food groups tend to be people who aren't close to stores and they don't like grocery stores, they're that kind of people. So right in the city, I don't have anything.
That's how your products in Sussex.
Pardon?
That's how your products in Sussex.
Yeah, we're in pretty well every community in Atlantic Canada. Yeah, we're in most every health food store and corner store, farm market stalls.
There's a baker who really recommended your products. Actually, the taste is different. It's international, Italy, France, and really
Yeah, and he says it's the
Says
best
it's really
way.
Yeah, we have Chef Michael Smith too, is a big, we bake his bread. Chef Michael does a big thing every summer where he raises money for kitchens and that. We bake his bread for him, he's a believer. He uses our whole grain flour. Our red fight in Acadia, our heritage grain, catches on like crazy. Acadia grows very well in this region, better than out west, and it's wonderful flour, it's wonderful flour. That's what I use at my house. It's great for pizza crust, it's great for bread, it's great for baguette, it's great for cookies and pies. It's like an nice all-purpose flour. And it grows extremely well here. We're paying top dollar. We're just to give you an example, the world cost for wheat is around $260, $270 a ton. We pay $800 a ton for Acadia, and farmers love to grow it because they can get a ton and a half, ton and a quarter to acre, and we give them $700 for all those tons. And they actually can grow 3 or 4 acres of Acadia and make money. So they're in their rotation, the grain year is actually profitable for them as opposed to being a loss. And that's how we do our business, is we try to keep the farmer surviving. So we go to the farmer and we say, what do you have to have for a ton of grain to survive? And that's what we price our products on. So everything that we sell to the public, it's supporting somebody's farm, because we believe we can't get rid of our farmers. My God, if we get rid of our farmers, where the hell would we be?
What non-wheat species might you recommend for a small space intensive setup?
I would do a heritage grain. I would do a spelt or a red fight or an Acadia.
Okay.
Spelt would be a good one because it actually kills weeds too. And it's like an 8,000 or 9,000 mold, and it's very, very easy to digest. It grows very well around here. And you on a small area, it's wonderful for you.
Okay, I don't want to switch to this possibly as well. Do you have experience with that?
No, but buckwheat's not a huge seller for us, but I know lots of people who grow buckwheat. It grows extremely well around here.
I'm using buckwheat from somebody in Stanley who's called Jeff.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I really enjoy that. That's good.
Most farmers that we work with use buckwheat as a summer fowl, as a green manure.
All right.
Because there's not a lot of market for buckwheat. I know there should be, but there isn't. Like in the example, my Hollis oat, this is business, I'm sorry. My Hollis oats are around 8 tons a month. My buckwheat would be a few hundred pounds a month. My wheat would be about 6.5 tons. My Acadia would be a ton and a half. My red fife would be a ton and a half. My spell, I'm almost at it. We got a ton left, with a ton left of that. My buckwheat's very, very, very small.
Okay, I'm trying to experiment with less wheat because culturally our diet for a couple of decades, several decades was a lot of wheat.
Yep. Yeah, no, good job. Right on. Anything else, folks? I mean, here I am checking my clock. We're getting close to the witching hour. Do they shut it down at 9? Do they take us out?
I don't know what happens to my head.
4 minutes, we'll be chopped out, eh? Anyway, so listen, before we get a chance, thank you so much for having me. I'm truly sorry. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you. So I'm going to clear down and all that stuff. I mean, feel free to hang around. You can, whatever you want to do, pass the comment.
I just wanted to say that we have an email list here if you want to add your email, and if you want to see, we can give you the email, just check the
Right on.
box, and then you can do it.
Yeah, I only got 4 left in my first
Well,
one.
and then, yeah, they
go a
can
whole
leave
bunch
their
more.
email, and then you can connect with them.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay, how's that?
Sounds good, Harry?